Hello, welcome to Alive to Thrive OT. I'm Lauren Lyman, and today I'm here with Chad Novak, who is a soul guide, and he's going to tell us a little bit about what he does, his journey to where he got where he is, and how he can help you on your path. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, definitely. My name's Chad Novak, and I think Lauren and I just came up with Soul Guide. I feel that's what just came to me for this interview. But so I'm certified in yoga, transformational breathwork, ontological coaching, and spiritual facilitating. So over the past years, I've kind of have accumulated all these different modalities in regards to transformation, integration, and healing. If I were to kind of pinpoint what really set me on my journey was when I was 23, my youngest sister took her own life, whose name was Lauren. That happened in 2005. And I kind of went and, went about in the world however I did until about 2011 when I picked up a particular book called Infinite Self by Stuart Wilde. And this book basically, just talks a lot about, our infinite nature as at a soul level. And it just basically took me down this path of, getting tons of books, reading, researching, just trying to find out who I was. To that point, I was just kind of, going along with kind of whatever life kind of presented to me at that time, especially after experiencing that with my sister in 2005. I was just kind of like going through the motions, basically. So, fast forward to, the beginning of like me kind of really starting to kind of like learn things to do. The first thing that came to me was coaching. So I wanted to get into, I was actually an electrician at the time, and I was like, I cannot do this forever. So I was in California at the time, and I just remembered like just being like, I had to quit that job because it was just crushing my soul. And so I researched all over the internet for coaching programs, and I found one in particular coaching program. They call it the Harvard of coaching programs in Newfield Network, and it really resonated with me because ontological coaching basically is, ontology is the study of our being. So it really looked at people from this place of wholeness. So really incorporating the body, somatics, the mind, so our emotions, and then also language. And so that it really resonated with me, and so I went forward with kind of seeking that out, and getting certified in that. It was about a 8-month program, and it was 2 like 4-month sections, but so I did that, and it was awesome. It was a beautiful, awesome coaching program, and I really love it and use a lot of that in my work today. But as I was going through that, I wanted something more. I wanted to even go a bit more deeper, than we were going there. I thought it was great, but so I just had this yearning to go deeper. So then I found this organization called Open Hand. And they are a nonprofit, organization based out of the UK, and that's where I got my spiritual facilitating, which has to do with more of like evolution of the soul. Like what does it mean for one soul to evolve on this earthly plane? What does that look like? What does it entail? And so, really, I kind of started going to do my own retreats there, and then one thing led to another to where, it was asked to, hey, maybe you would like to, be a facilitator and to do this work. And so I kind of moved through that whole process, and that was quite a journey, kind of traveling, overseas to various different retreats, whether I was helping facilitate or actually going on the retreats myself. So I've just been really actively, still now to this day, involved with Open Hand community. So, and then, at one point, I was, so kind of segueing into like yoga, for instance, I was actually asked to partake in the yoga program. So I wasn't even really kind of like, it wasn't on my radar to be a yoga instructor, but this is all new to me. These things kind of arising of like what I should be doing. And like, so like this kind of just pops up, and I thought to myself, I'm like, and so, I was able to get certified, in yoga, for free, which was really cool, at the yoga studio that I went to when I moved back, to Chicago from California. And so when I was there in training, a woman by the name of, my mentor in breathwork, Kim Rager, she came in and did, breathwork with us just to kind of spread the word about breathwork. Mm-hmm. And so at that time of my life, it was a very crucial time because I was actually getting ready to quit another job because it was basically soul crushing for me. And it wasn't working anymore. I just had a really powerful, breathwork experience, first time. We did it in a group, and then, I just thought to myself, I really want to do that, on my own. So I went and got an individual session, and I was basically like hooked ever since. It was just like, this is the part of my work that's really going to weave all this stuff together. The accessibility of our breath and working with people. It's extremely powerful. It's super powerful and healing and integrating in regards to the work and what it can be for people. So, with that being said, here I am today. Breath work, is probably like the foundation. But, I use all of that kind of in, when I work with people. Mm-hmm. So, and with that being said too, I feel like when I work with people, I want to be able to meet them where they're at. Yeah. So I have these different backgrounds to where like, we don't have to do the dive, this big deep, we don't have to dive deep right out the gate. Mm-hmm. We can talk about some of the things that might, that we need to kind of maybe look at first to kind of see what's going on, at the more the surface level. Mm-hmm. And then kind of assess, what's the best, path for you at this moment, in your journey. Like, what are you looking for? So, and that's where I find myself today. I'm a father of 3 little girls. Wife's expecting another baby. So, that is a big priority of mine. But, this work that I do is also very, part of my passion and what I feel pulled to do. So, yeah.
Right. So, what kind of services do you offer then? Who do you work with? Yep. Is groups, individuals, certain kinds of people?
Yeah, so I work with, sometimes it's groups. I do individual one-on-one sessions. I have a breathing room in my house, also, an office too, to do coaching as well. I periodically teach yoga in various different settings. It just depends on how that kind of arises. But predominantly, I feel majority of my work is in group settings, but I do have a space where I do individual sessions with people at my home, based off of whatever they're looking to do.
Okay. Yeah. And you mentioned, the coaching, the yoga, meditation. Are there any other modalities or, things that you use with people?
I think it's, the spiritual facilitation, it's kind of like a vague thing, but I feel like that also, with the breath work really just kind of ties everything together. So I'm really, it's almost like I'm dancing with another soul, we're dancing together. And so it's kind of like this, this dance that we have. So between yoga, breath work, spiritual facilitating, and in coaching, they kind of all just come through at various different times. I see that happening more and more as I work with people, that like, it's just kind of this conglomerate of, of what wants to come through depending on the person. So.
And we talk a lot about the mind, body, spirit connection. So it sounds like what you're doing is right, integrating all of those things and helping people move forward on their journey. So.
Absolutely. I think one of the things for me that has kind of shown itself to me is the whole embodiment process. So helping people to become comfortable in their bodies, and what does it mean to be comfortable in your body? And I think that I think from a soul perspective, I think how do we embody our soul? What does that look like? What does that feel like? What is it? How does our world kind of manifest if we start living from that place? So a big part of my journey, my own personal journey, and also what I feel pulled to kind of share with people, is to work towards that, and ultimately working towards, becoming more authentic at a soul level. So.
Great.
Yeah.
And what do you think sets you apart from other, I know you dabble in so many different things, so it's like, what sets you apart from other maybe like yoga instructors or coaches or guides?
I would say the thing that sets me apart more than anything is my past and some of the things that I've experienced. I feel more grounded and in my body more than I ever have in my life. I think a big part of my journey has been that embodiment process, hence trying to really share it with other people and to encourage other people to kind of share it. So I think one of the things that really sets me apart is probably like my tree, but just really holding space, really kind of grounding energy, and really being able to be with people and listen to people, and kind of meet them where they're at, and really without trying. I do not do much like advice giving or telling people what to do. I'm much more in the game of empowering people, helping people find their own answers that are already within themselves. So I think that's probably the biggest thing, is really just being an anchor and holding that space to allow for that to unfold. So
yeah, and we talk a lot about the victim, taking charge of your own life versus feeling like you're a victim. So when you empower somebody to make their own choices and to take charge versus giving someone advice, it takes them out of that victim mentality. Like, they're taking charge of their life. They're in control. They feel that they can progress on this journey rather than things just keep happening to me.
Right. Exactly. And I think the more that we start to kind of follow the pull of our soul and what that is from moment to moment, it's like anything else with practice, like meditation or yoga, the stronger that gets. Yeah. The stronger that you start making these decisions that are more in alignment with what's in here than what's in here. And I think that's huge in the world that we live in now, is to see people acting from that place. I think that creates a more harmonious world that we all kind of want to live in. So, yeah.
Great. So if people want to work with you, go to your classes, how do they get in touch with you?
Yeah. So I just recently finished my website. So the name of my business is Soulful Breath. So, and on there, it kind of shows like the different modalities, talks a little bit more in depth, but the best way is to just reach out to me by email at chad@soulfulbreath.com. I would love to continue to do, more events and groups with people, which has been a big part of my training for breathwork, especially before COVID and everything. We were really getting out there and breathing like lots of different people. So I'd like to continue more of that when things become a little bit more calmed down.
Great.
Yeah. So
sounds good. So I will leave the link for Chad's website in the description here, and also his email address. So if you'd like to get in touch with him, if you have any questions for him, if you want to schedule a consultation or talk to him or set up an appointment.
Yeah. So, well, yeah. And then like one thing I'd like to just add real quick is, if people want to talk to me too, like the first thing is free, just to kind of, I think that one of the biggest things that I've learned is I want to make sure that we're a right fit for each other. Yeah. That's very important, especially for, making sure that we mesh. And I think that is, a free consultation allows for that to kind of, see if that, works out for each other. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
As always, we are wishing you physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental health and wellness. Please, if you could share the video, let people know about what Chad does, get the word out. I'm sure he has a lot of people that has helped and people that he can help. So please share the video, like the video, subscribe to our channel, sign up for alerts so you get notifications when we post new videos. And yeah, that's about it. So is there anything you want to end with?
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. And yeah, great questions and allow me to kind of really share and articulate, what I do and what I feel about. So
yeah, thank you for sharing your personal journey and your professional journey. And I'm excited to work with you and see what you have to offer. So,
awesome. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.